Heyo, everybody. My oldest and I are at the very end of an episode of Stranger Things, so I will momentarily be distracted, but I didn't want to delay the stream to finish the episode. So
But you've seen it before.
I have,
Okay.
but
It's been a while.
he wanted to watch it with me.
Well, I know.
So.
You don't have to pay attention. Neglect your child, Sam. Come on.
Oh
Okay.
To be fair, we actually watched episodes 1 through 4 earlier, but he wasn't paying attention.
Oh.
So now we're rewatching episode 2 right now.
Fun.
Because I told him, I was like, if we need to rewatch them, it's okay. And he's like, okay.
It's like if they ever bring that one character that I've talked about back. Then
Barb.
I'll finish. No, not that one. I'll finish season 4. Because I found out that a character introduced in the season, I'm not saying who, dies.
He can't hear you, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, I mean, there's still other people. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to finish this if the character dies. So I'm going to see if the character gets brought back in the next season. And I'll decide if I will.
What, baby? Oh, they're getting romantical?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we can classify this scene.
Romantical. Heck yeah.
That's fun. That's not fun.
It's the scene with one, Barb is going missing, but while Barb is going missing, Steve and Nancy.
Steve! I love Steve.
He has a good character arc.
He's shit in season 1, but I love him.
Yeah.
Later, his hair.
He has a growth. Even in season 1, he goes through a good arc. So, but yeah,
I think quite well. The actor's like in his late 30s. Like
What?
yeah, it's kind of a mind fuck. Wait.
also, hello chat. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. My oldest
Joe
sister.
Curie. Yeah, Joe Curie. How old are you, Joe Curie?
Steve is so my boy. I fucking love him. I was so upset by the romance. In
Okay, never mind.
four.
Not that old.
Yes.
Oh, he is old.
Like,
Not old.
dump his butt.
Oh, never mind. He's not late 30s. He's 31.
Okay.
I feel
He's
better
younger
about
than me.
From somewhere in my brain, he was like nearing 40, and I'm like,
Yes, you can do your game.
but no.
Did you
He's 31?
do your duo and your reading?
So he's
How
probably
old is the guy who
that
plays
first.
Max's brother? What's his face?
The character is Billy Hargrove.
Billy, that's right. How old
He
is
was the
that?
Red Ranger in the.
He was. I
Power
was allowed to
Rangers.
watch Power Rangers as a little kid for some reason,
Well, that's okay. He wasn't in those ones.
but
He was in the movie.
thoroughly enjoyed the movie that he was in, where he played a Power Ranger. That was like my introduction to Power Rangers. There hasn't been much after
Oh,
that.
I need to.
That was fun.
I need to go let the other server know that we are live.
Fuck. I just dropped my nail as there's glue drying on my nail. I got it,
Hold
guys.
Well,
Everyone
out
calm
of your
down.
finger, wrapped it.
Everyone calm down. I got it. It has fallen off every single day for the past 3 days, and I just keep putting more and more glue on, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong? This feels like I'm doing something wrong.
Clean the glue off. Clean the old glue off first.
I have been.
Okay. Well, you didn't say that part. So I wanted to make
Sure,
sure.
I'll walk you through my whole process next time.
I need to, so that I can
wanna-
help try to fit. I can help you try to figure out where we're going wrong here.
I want to start doing acrylics because I like doing my nails. But I don't know. Part of it's like, but I also don't want to have super long nails for multiple reasons. But also I like the way the longer nails work. Look, I was looking this up last night because I was having trouble sleeping.
This is about the longest I'll let my nails get a little bit longer than this, but then once they get longer than that, when I'm typing, they start getting in the way of my fingers
I
on
want
the
to
keyboard.
do medium
I'm like,
almonds, medium or small almonds. But
Mine are on the shorter end right now. Yeah.
I like having my like natural nails are only usually like a couple of them have different like I don't know hardness to them, like durability, and so there'll be some which are like nice and then some
Make sure you Timer. It's not hooked up to your.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Trusting you. Don't betray it.
So I think I'm gonna put on my Christmas wish list, which is really fun for me because my birthday is right after Christmas, but it's far enough away where I get my Christmas presents, and then I realize, oh shit, apparently I really wanted something that I totally forgot about, and then I just add it to my list for my
Let me
birthday.
just
Like,
update it.
a month later.
Hey.
So, thank you, Mother. I guess
You're welcome.
not you,
Biological mother.
the one I was removed from, physically removed. I'm still like I live with my.
Like forceps?
I was a C-section baby.
Okay.
Technically,
Give birth.
even vaginal birth is you're being ejected from the womb, so you're still removed.
Removed from rather than
But
shit.
Somebody went in and got you.
Yeah.
You were
My
excavated.
umbilical cord was around my
You
throat.
were, what's the word I was? When you not evacuated?
Excavated.
Evacuated would be the right word.
When they kick you out of your apartment. Is it? That's not
Evicted.
Oh, yeah.
Evicted, yes. Because when I was pregnant, I always threatened to evict mine.
Oh.
I was like, your due date's coming up. If you don't get out by then, your ass is getting evicted.
I just saw the missed call from you, Sam. I ran a little.
Well, I was like mildly concerned because I hadn't heard from you in a while.
Well, I
I
told you.
I
2
forgot
hours
you-
My friend was
Yeah.
coming over.
Yeah, but I forgot about that, and it's been 2 hours. So that's
I
enough time
have-
for me to forget about what you said until like you popped up on screen and I saw your friend, and I was like, right.
For reference for chat, I have my only actual final tomorrow. I have 2 scripts that I finished and turned in one of them, and then the other one, Mimi, will be we'll be reading over tonight, and then I'll submit that probably tomorrow morning. But my only actual final is for my ASL class, which is American Sign Language. Someone the other day thought I was saying ESL. And I was like, no, fuck
English second language.
no. Yeah, and they're like, what? And I was like, it's fine. So I have whatever. I have
Is Roy demanding attention?
He is. He's standing here with his puppy eyes and his soft face and his fluffy tail. Oh, he's so cute. Can't
This is
stand
my granny nighty. So much fun.
I'm wearing my grandpa sweater.
I'm wearing my over the garden wall sweater.
Nice. But I have my test tomorrow, so that's what I'm trying to say. And so my friend in the class was over and we were studying, and then we're gonna go out and get pho and ramen afterwards.
I thought you were gonna say then we're gonna go out and get fucked, and I was like, I mean, if that's your celebration.
No, not like my friend.
Udon.
Yeah, our test starts at 7:30 and ends at 8:30, which sucks, but
Short test.
yeah. But at least it
I
doesn't
hear
start
my
at
neighbor's
7
dog barking at about the same rate Roy is whining, and I'm like, y'all can't hear each other. What are you doing?
Echolocation
Okay. They're finding each other.
through the microphones.
Every now and then I come across the sock that I stare at and I go, is this my sock? Is this my child's sock? Whose sock is this?
So,
How was everybody's weekend? Oh, wait. It's been 10 minutes. We can go ahead and do our intros. Laura.
hello. I'm dropping a bullet journal. I'm Laura Nettles. I mostly write horror. I also have 4 short contemporary romances out under a pen name. And I'm here, and I have been reading a lot, and I will probably be working on a bullet journal tonight.
Woohoo!
My window is open, so I'm starting to hear the cars.
How dare you?
What have you been reading, Laura?
Dark Rise by C.S. Packett. Oh gosh, It is so good. It's a YA fantasy. I'm halfway through right now.
Ooh.
I'm thinking of a book, but I don't think it's that book. But I think they have very similar names. But the book I was reading is not YA. Like, I put it down. It was too much.
This is like, okay, so it's like Lord of the Rings meets Pirates meets Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, okay. That was, my friend recommended me 2 novels. Dark Rise was one of them, and then the one that's not safe for children, or like anyone under the age of 18, maybe 20. I don't know if I'm old enough to read it. The other one.
So
And
this is the
I started the other one, put it down, and then Dark Rise. I started it when I was visiting Sam, because I started it on in the airport. No, when my family was going to Germany. I was in an airport, and I'm trying to think what airports I was in recently. Recently in the last 5 years.
Roy is having all day. Hey, JC. All right. Well, before we get into further discussion of book.
Oh, that's me.
It is.
I don't have a book published, but that's the work in progress. Okay.
Yeah, do you see the cover?
Yes, I did. My name is CB Ferrenz. I'm a queer fantasy author and screenwriting major. My channel is currently on hiatus because college. But I do appear here regularly on Sam's channel about twice a month. And yes, my current whip is called Storm's Heir, although it is not about cats. Although my cat is named Storm, but it has nothing to do with it, probably. You would have to read it to find out. But I haven't started writing it. It's currently a movie script in one of my classes. So
nice.
That's what I'm working on tonight, too.
Keep going for a moment. I just realized I'm missing
this book idea will be a book, but currently it is a script because I needed a script for class. And I was like, I am going to try this out as a script. And that's my very elaborate story.
I'm not missing one. All right, and I writing mom Samantha L. Nassett, and on my channel I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. I also have a Discord server, which you can join via my Coffee Ko-Fi for the $1 tier down below. We will be doing a watch party for the for Yu Yu Hakusho, the live action Netflix adaptation this Friday. I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. And if you go to my website, SamanthaLNassett.com, you can see samples of my writing. I have a spooky flash fiction, a murderous short story, and that is not the right link. If you go to the link at my website that I'm about to share, you can check out the new page for Save Her Soul, where you can keep up to date with my progress via the progress bars and whatnot at the bottom.
Woohoo!
Very fun.
Very sure. I have to go back to the. Yes,
This is
sir.
my plant named Damien. In case I was wondering. Named after Robin.
Hello, Damien. So, what is everybody working on this week?
Okay, so picture this. Budgeting extreme. I'm doing a low buy year next year. So I am making a specific bullet journal for it.
Yeah.
So I am going to be making lists of what is going to be in my budget. Your
handwriting is so pretty.
It is very pretty.
I'm jealous. Come write everything in my house.
My cousin said it looks like my grandma's.
Well, your grandmother also very pretty.
Yeah. So I will be working on lists of what are my do not buy, sleep on it buy, and yeah, you can buy that for next year.
So is this like a budgeting system that you found somewhere? What did you say it was called?
It's a low buy year. Some people
Low
do
buy
low buy year. I'm not going that extreme.
That's fair.
We'll see.
So it's where you just like limit your spending?
Yeah.
So
So
that's what it sounds like.
yeah, I'm going to be limiting spending on all small stuff so that I can collect it and put it on vacation travel. So
Yeah.
it's low buy on everything else and then maximum buy on
Amazing.
airfare, hotels, things like that, boarding room.
Makes sense.
I'm missing my pillow. I'm like, why am I so short right now?
Well, while she's gone, I will be working on a little bit of laundry, a little bit of admin stuff. I'm also going to look at 2 of CB's scripts for her final.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I am going to be working on one of those scripts for my final. The other one's already done, and submitted, but I can resubmit it if Sam has like a big note or something. It's not due until tomorrow, so we're good. But what I'm also working on, there we go, I forgot, is Storm's Heir, which is my gay dragon story, novel or TV show, but not TV show, movie. It is currently for my structure.
Future novel, currently film script.
Yeah. Yeah, Tina isn't here, RP. No links. Well, our links are in the description.
The links are all in the description.
But yeah, or I will be writing out my God, my brain is just not doing it. Writing out a story and then practicing my signs for it for my ASL exam tomorrow.
Is your ASL story about a dragon?
It's about my cat named Storm.
Oh!
Yeah. I was thinking about it because we need to she's like, it'd be easier to be a true story. Originally, I was just going to make up a fairy tale or something. It counts as a fairy tale if I come up with it. It doesn't even be old to be a fairy tale. No. But instead, I'm talking about us finding my cat Storm underneath my school. When I was in 6th grade. I'm trying to sign it, but it's all down here. Grade, I think. If anyone knows ASL in the chat and is like, this is wrong, you're an idiot. Yeah, probably. But until someone proves me wrong, I'm right.
She's learning. She is not learned. She is learning.
Yes. I am taking ASL 2 next semester, and I'm excited for it.
Sweet.
Damn.
I just had a bunch of laundry that had fallen over because, there were 2 loads of laundry that I just stacked on top of one basket. So it was a very large mushroom, and as I picked apart the mushroom, parts fell off. So I had to pick them all up.
There's a singular water droplet that has just stopped on Damien's leaf, and I'm taking a picture.
Also for anybody who had heard about it or been concerned, yes, I do live in one of the 6 cities that were hit by the tornadoes over the weekend. I am fine. My family is fine. We were missed by said tornado. The city is doing. It's repairing. People are taking care of people. So.
Which is good.
Yes. RP will continue working on the whip. He's almost done. 85K down. Not a clue how much is left anymore. That's fair. There were tornadoes. I'm glad you. Yeah, apparently there were 6 different ones. Oof. I was actually up in Pigeon Forge working a convention this weekend. It was very last minute. My boss was just like, hey, we just need one person. We need you to come in Friday and Saturday. I'll get you a rental. And I was like, let's do it. So
they didn't have you guys shelter in place in your convention, right? Because
it wasn't. The convention was not hit. It had a light downpour. That was it.
You texted about the kids and Chris.
Yeah, because Chris and the kids, they did have to shelter in place. They were at Walmart buying groceries for the week, and Chris was like, right as we got to checkout, power, like he scanned all the groceries, and then they shut the cash registers down, and they were like, everybody go to the back of the store, because the tornado was like right across the street.
Oh shit!
So yeah,
Delightful.
But they were
yeah,
fine.
I thought it was like something like small because you guys live in, you know, places where natural disasters happen.
We actually are part of Tornado Alley, but like as a whole, we're mildly desensitized to tornadoes because we get like tornado warnings and watches all the time. But usually we get like a light tornado and it like peters out within a mile or so.
Oh, not a tornado of light.
No. Like a mile.
That'd be cool though. But then
hold on. I actually, because I was talking to Mimi about it last night, and she's like, well, what category was it? And I'm like, we don't categorize tornadoes. And she's like, yeah, there's an F scale. And I'm like, the fuck you mean there's an F scale? Apparently it's an EF scale. But as I was Googling, I found like basically there's a conversion from the EF scale to like the damage scale, and the damage is like light, moderate, considerable, severe, devastating, incredible. And I'm like, yeah, those terms I'm familiar with. So apparently just down here in the South, we don't refer to them by their actual category. We just use the adjectives.
Okay.
I heard about the tornado again because I was scrolling on TikTok, and apparently Jensen Ackles had a shelter in place at a convention. It was people at the convention being like, yeah, we're sheltering in place, but look, Jensen Ackles. And I'm like, okay, this is how you're coping with like being in a basement. It was like they were clearly underground somewhere, like in somewhere like
I have sheltered in place at a convention during a tornado. I forget which one comes first. I think the tornado watch is just mean they're watching for a tornado, and the tornado warning means one has hit.
Yeah,
might be the other way around. I always get them confused. You'd think I would know growing up in Tornado Alley, but no, I never remember. But yeah, we were in Nashville. We were at MTAC. It was years ago, and I don't think an actual tornado hit, but there was flooding. So
I have managed to avoid every single natural disaster that has happened to a place I have lived just by either moving away right before it happens, or that's happened twice. I have moved away like across the country right before.
Tina says my dad and I chatted for too long on the phone. RP is happy the Link Queen has returned. It's like, I'm glad y'all are okay. The tornado warnings always freak me out, even if they don't really happen here. It was like, yeah, we tornado or a big one. Clarksville, Madison, Hendersonville, Gallatin, Gallatin and Springfield. Warning is when one has been seen or confirmed. Doesn't mean it's touched the ground. That's it. Watch means the conditions are prime. So yeah, if a watch is they're watching for a tornado to form. Warning is a tornado has formed. Which they can form without touching the ground. They're interesting beast. F3. Yeah, it was in the middle, so it was a bad one. Not as bad as it could have been though. They test the sirens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. I had to shelter in place at school when a cluster of 6 hit my city, and I am in Canada.
Wow.
My grandparents used to house German exchange students in the U.S., and they had no idea what a tornado even was. Oh. It was interesting.
How old were they?
After I heard that like 6 tornadoes hit Tennessee, I just like imagine this scene from Sailor Moon where it shows 6 like dark energy tornadoes hitting 6 different like strategic points on the map, and I'm like, the dark moon has come for us, those motherfuckers. Nerd! I was at a whole nerd convention, Stevie.
I know!
Did they team up with Team Rocket?
I wrote it down. Here, I'll text it to you.
We had SantaCon this weekend, which is a big like day party on one of the streets near my school, where everyone dresses up as Santa or Christmas related outfits. It's really just Christmas for some reason, not holiday, just Christmas. But whatever. And I wore a shirt that says, "My name is Grandma is my name, spoiling is my game." And then I bought like a $2 pack of like candy canes, and I put them in my purse, and I was handing them out to people that I knew. But someone pickpocketed a candy cane out of my purse. My phone and wallet were in there, but no, they took the candy cane.
They had a specific need.
Yeah, I'm like some drunk person was probably just like, "Oh, look, a candy cane," and then wandered off, and I didn't notice.
RP was like, they did tornado drill in their classes and legit had no idea what they were doing. Apparently, Germany doesn't have tornadoes, I guess. I mean, that makes sense. For those who don't know the science behind a tornado, it's when hot air and cold air like come together and they do not get along. So it creates a tornado because like the hot air and the cold air go around each other. Tennessee and a lot of the states, like the ones that make up Tornado Alley, they're in the middle. And basically what happens is the winter winds come down from the north as the deeper south's tropical air comes up. So like, and they meet in the middle and they don't have a good time.
I've never been in a tornado or near one, but
I've never been
earthquakes. Earthquakes, yes.
We don't got to deal with those. We're not along the fault line.
Earthquakes.
Mimi.
California.
I'm moving to California, and I'm like, fuck, they have earthquakes. Everything like
You're gonna have earthquakes and fires, CB. That's what you're gonna have to deal with. Make friends with the like button. I think they were F-Zeros. The only reason why one part of the city was out of power for a week was because one of the tornadoes hit a power substation. Yeah.
I'll stick with blizzard.
Just recently, I might remember it actually. I've lived in tornado country and have seen one tornado didn't touch down. One has touched down within 20 miles of me, maybe 3 times. One of those had casualties, the one that hit an Amazon warehouse last year. I will say, like, my parents' house is like immune to tornado because the way that they live, there's like a hill, my parents' house, and another hill. And tornadoes like are mildly lazy. So if it's like too far down and up between a gap, they won't go all the way down. So that's why like you're supposed to park and go inside a ditch, because it's like the ditch is safe there because the tornado won't. It doesn't want to put forth the effort to go to the ditch. So we have literally like when I was a teenager, been on my mom's back porch and just watched a tornado form and go over the house as it was going downtown. But like I said, they mostly like hit the just like large flat areas. So even when they did damage, they didn't like take out houses or anything. They did this time though, because the city has been building up. So
like I saw like
a lot of the new houses that they had been built are like demolished, and then somebody in the community chat was like, but this barn is fine, and you see the barn where like some boards were pulled off, and someone else was like, who built that barn? Can they come build my shed? So
that barn looks super old. Is that the picture you
that
sent?
Barn looks old and decrepit, but it survived the tornado. So
yeah, I thought it was like
that barn represents old Southerners. I am determined.
Literally, it looks like
it was around 3 years back. Yeah, get in the ditch unless the tornado goes and gets in the ditch. But they don't. That's the thing. That's the science with it. They don't go in the ditch. They like even if they go over
down like
but they won't go over.
This kind of like came in from the front.
No, I remember learning it. I don't remember the exact thing, but it's just something about they won't go in the ditch, so you're safe in the ditch.
I remember doing
like out of the ditch because lazy tornado will stay there too. Hold on, we need to go into a sprint, but when we come back, I'll look up the science of the tornado to double fact check. I forgot to set us up our timer. It's the first time in a while I forgot to.
The Tina timer.
We'll do, madam. We have a long-standing tradition of what the first sprint timer on the.
Sam's face.
Fine.
My ego doesn't care about anything else that's cute and fuzzy. So I'm not particularly fuzzy.
I like Tina more than you. This just in, confirmed by what Sam said.
No, you like Tina's bunny more than me, which I can accept.
I don't even know the name of Tina's.
Are you going to
Right,
visit Tina in January?
Is it Boo?
I didn't say I like you more. I
Oh.
say that I like Tina more than you like Tina.
Oh, I mean, it's fair. You can like Tina. Like, I like my face more than I like Tina. I'm sorry, Tina. But you also can't say you're surprised.
Damn, I like Tina more than I like my face, so.
Haha! The bunny's name is Boo.
Yes, there's one bunny named Boo, one named Luna. I think the timer is specifically Boo.
Tina, my brain's not working. You're in Canada, right? I'm going to Canada eventually.
I mean, CV, I do have a couch you can
For
sleep
film
on. No
industry,
problem.
maybe.
Damn, CV's assassin's about to be assassinated by the
Don't
immortal.
touch them if they exist.
Never mind, Boo is honored. I am honored. I think the ditch concept is just to be lower than the debris flying around. Ideally, you'll find shelter.
Like, ripped out of a ditch. Like the wind will get you in the ditch, right?
I don't know. I'm going to go look up the science because, like I said, the way the science was explained to me in high school, the tornado itself can't go in the ditch.
Tina, text me what your message me what your city is because I'm blanking on it.
I'm in Toronto.
You're in Canada too. Everyone's in Canada.
I have an inflatable mattress that you can snuggle down on with Roy.
If my internship goes well in LA and then I get a job in Canada and I have to be there out immediately, I have options, which is nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're counting down. Laura, count us down.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
Hoot hoot.
Shan, we're back.
Sam, I'm glad you're appreciating all of my puns.
Did you appreciate mine?
I do. For reference for the audience, for chat, Sam's reading my script, Storm's Air, and I put a lot of weather puns in there. Yeah, so she's
In the dialogue or in like the setting?
everything. Mostly action. It's like his stormy gaze.
Oh my gosh.
Like I think I have.
He was like talking to his mom, and his mom's like, "You snore," and I'm like, "Is his snore thunderous?"
It is.
Oh, fun times.
I've been joined by a puppy. Ugh.
Do that.
Hello. Growing so
Your-
fast.
Your mic a lot closer, and it was like really loud.
What was really loud?
Your mic, it made your audio really loud. It's gone now, but when you first like opened it up again,
Strange, because I didn't move my mic. It's the camera that's up there. So.
oh yeah, it's a nice camera, isn't it?
Yes. Hold on. I'm figuring out where we were in chat before we left off.
Oh, apparently, my dad's asking. My dad teaches at an all-girls. I think it's all-girls elementary school. I don't know. He teaches at elementary school. It might be all-girls, but I don't remember. Is it? Maybe not. I don't know. The point is that over my winter break, I might be going in to like talk about novel writing or teach like a baby writing class to elementary schoolers. Yeah, or story writing class. So
I will say, speaking of school, so I think I told y'all the kids are off school for the rest of the week. Well, I confirmed, like Chris came in here and I confirmed, and their winter break was supposed to start next week anyway. So now they're just off school for the rest of the year. So
damn.
we were teasing our oldest. We were like, it's time to party hardy. And he was like, what is party hardy? And we're like, well, stay up late, watch movies. And we're like, drink root beer.
Root beer, yeah.
Hey.
Root beer. Fuck yeah. Chris hates root beer.
Luna is camera shy, very much so. And yeah, Tina lives in a film hub city. And then Eva and I were discussing tornado things. Because the wind would be above you, and it's like most casualties from a tornado are actually not from the tornado itself; it's from the flying debris. And then Tina said, "Laura, that sounds lovely. Can I have this for a sleepover?"
Heck to the yes.
Kelly is in Ottawa.
Nice.
Eva said, I did find a couple in a friend's family history who died while running across a field on their way to a cellar, though. Picked them right up. Woo. And then I shared this website, which is about tornado myths. So to correct some myths that I had learned growing up and stuff, the reason you get in the ditch is so you can be as flat as possible to avoid the flying debris. Tornadoes can go up and down hills. They will not be stopped. Apparently, they're not lazy. So that's my bad.
How dare you?
And Eva thought that like once they get in the ditch, they stay in the ditch. So like I have learned, and she has learned, they can come out of the ditch. So now we know, and all that. Kelly had to bounce for a meeting. Hopefully, she'll be back. Yes, we hope to see you again. Rowan's a bit late, but that's fine. It's cool. We still got
Rowan.
Oh yes, Rowan. Also, hello. Hopefully you had a good sprint. I posted an illustration I did a while back and started making some pasta.
Nice.
Oh, Rowan. I'm reading Heaven's Visual Blessing right now. I think I already told you that.
I want to read that so bad.
My mom reads that, and like every time I go to a convention, she's like, "See if your boss has the physical copies of like such and such author." And then I get back from the convention, and I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't see them." And she's like, "Well, I don't think that author actually has physical copies. I was just telling you just to be safe." I'm like, "Mother, we could."
What other authors does your mom read? I want to know. I have to talk to your mom about this.
Yeah,
your mom and I are like on the
message
same
her.
wavelength.
Yeah, y'all follow the same Chinese authors.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll have her text me the names.
Awesome. Because
And
I'm looking for some more. Because I'm just like reading fan fiction. Oh my god. Sorry. The least known one is Scum Villains Self-Saving System, and that's my favorite.
yeah, she's read that one. Hold on. RP did 460 words. Nice.
Good job.
Yes, it's so good. I'll tell y'all how I did that sprint, and then the book gushing may commence. I got 11 pages out of 28 read.
Nice.
Oh, my pages. I was like, yeah, that's good. I should go wait.
So I worked on my bullet journal. I was making my system of what I can't buy, what I might buy, what I can buy. And I'm making a list of things that I'm not buying next year. And I am debating putting soda on there.
You should wean yourself off of soda. You shouldn't just go cold turkey. It's a lot harder if you go, so just wean yourself off.
It's like I found sparkling water that I can tolerate.
Yeah, that's what Chris does when he's trying to cut down on soda or cut soda out. Is he goes to sparkling water because it's the carbonation that he more craves than anything else about the soda. So, but well, do you have another way to get the caffeine? Like if you just drink coffee or very caffeinated,
you don't have caffeine.
You could probably go.
Sodas don't have caffeine.
Oh, okay.
Root beer and ginger ale.
To be fair, I didn't know all what soda you drank. So most people I know who are like, I have to cut soda out, they're like drinking Coke
and Pepsi,
Mountain Dew, Pepsi. The hard sodas. Like
Mountain Dew is a hard soda.
Mountain Dew is the worst soda for you, period.
Oh gosh. You can taste the caffeine in it. It's so bad.
The sugar, and there's chemicals in there that actually fuck with certain parts of your system. So
that's a good one, Tina. Tina is a good suggestion. In the comments.
I was trying to find some information. So
Chat.
All right, I'm pulling it up. You could just read it. Maybe saying you can't buy soda in certain circumstances, like not at home or not at restaurants.
That's true. Because if I go out with friends, like to work dinners and stuff, you need to have something to cheers.
Yeah.
And I don't drink alcohol, so I usually get my cranberry ginger ale.
Well, see, there you go. You could probably like. You had a no and a maybe and a
go for it.
Maybe add a sometimes or like an occasional.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Like as a treat.
My yellow light list is I have to sleep on the decision before I buy it. So,
I just finished Grandmaster of Demonic. Leanne just finished Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. The MC is Voldemort as an impish chaos gremlin.
I'm reading literally as I was eating my dinner. That's what I did that sprint. I was reading Grandmaster fanfiction.
Are these novels prose or are they? They are.
They're prose. I did a project on Grandmaster last semester for my storytelling class because it's been adapted into a live action, an animated show, a comic, a audio drama, and that is it.
I'm looking through the order history on my mama's Amazon to see if I can figure out which author she reads. I may have to hack into her Kindle.
But yeah, I did a whole project on it. If someone wants to read my essay, I don't know if it's a good essay or not. Because I wrote it in like a haze of just like listening to the theme song over and over. It was my most listened to song, the theme song from the live action drama for last year. And I still listen to it because it's a fucking amazing song. Anyways, I love the author's work and the world. And the fandoms are really active, which is fabulous. because when you like get into something and then the fandom's dead, I feel like I'm just want to cry. Yes, 100%, man. I'm there. I don't even know if so for Grandmaster, I started reading it like 3 times, and I think one of the times I finished it, or like nearly finished it. I remember reading the climax of the last novel, like of the series. But then I got my migraines and I forgot a lot. But as I was reading it again, I was like, I remember this. I know what's happening next. I remember this. I remember this.
That happens to me a lot when I'm like catching like when I binge like 15 new webtoons during a migraine haze, and then like my migraine is gone and they all update the next week, and then I like look at them and I'm like, I don't remember you, and then I click on it and I get like a couple panels in and I'm like, okay, I know where I am now. I know who you are.
When I read all of my fan fiction, I'm like, have I read this exact fan fiction, or have I read a fan fiction with the exact same tags before? And it's just like a step to the left. It's usually both. Thank you,
Rowan says it's a good essay. Leanne would love to have a book chat if anyone's interested.
Right now I'm
also listening to y'all book chat about it.
I'm on the second book. It's over there.
Mountain Dew fueled me through 3 months in Syria. I will limit my intake, but I will never stop drinking Mountain Dew. RP is like, I am aware it is toxin. However, we have a relationship.
It's literally like green.
That's understandable, though. That's good.
It is. It's a fun color, though. I enjoy drinking it because the color is like
part of the danger.
Iconic.
We have a soda like machine at work, and we're allowed to like drink anything out of it for free because whatever. And I was doing like the sodas first, like Pepsi and Mountain Dew, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch to like the Gatorade and like the sparkling water.
I have a whole cupboard shelf of teas. I should be drinking tea.
Yes, you should be drinking tea. Also, Leanne, so excited for you. What?
I was asking Laura if she has an electric kettle.
Yes, I do. I should have no excuse.
You do have no excuse. None whatsoever.
I want to make my own iced tea because I really like iced tea. But I haven't really put that much thought into making it yet until like last night where I'm like, I want iced tea.
You just make hot tea and then apply ice.
Yeah. I know. But
if you want it to be sweet, apply sugar and or honey before ice.
But I was drinking like I add milk to my warm coffee. I'm so excited for you.
So my mom ordered herself a book.
Favorite book.
And she I'm telling chat, I know you know. She ordered herself one of these books and she accidentally ordered the collector's edition. I don't know how that was an accident, but it happened. And she was like telling me, she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not a poster person. I've been trying to declutter. I don't know what to do with all of this. And I was like, well, you know, my internet child CB, she reads that series too, is a really big, and she is a poster child. Like, I'm not a poster person either, even though I still collect all the Zelda posters I can get my greedy little hands on. And I'm like, but she actually decorates her room with posters and stuff. And my mom goes, okay, well, she can have the poster. And she's like, I'm like, Mama, just give me the things. I'll give to her. And then she's itemizing them. And she goes, she can't have the bookmarks. I like bookmarks. And I'm like, you can keep your bookmarks, Mama.
You paid for it. You can keep whatever you want. And I will take the dredges off your table.
I'm like, she won't be upset. She's, she'll be happy to get anything free.
Yep.
I'm just glad I can't readily get Rip It. It's an energy drink more than a soda, but still.
I've never had an energy drink.
I refuse because I'm like, I don't trust it.
Before I got diagnosed with ADHD and discovered that personally discovered that lots of caffeine just makes me sleepy. My friends and I, we would buy, this is when I was like early teens / preteens, we would get like a monsters from like 7-Eleven, And then we would drink them to stay up late, and I would always pass out so early. Like, I'd drink them and go to sleep. Because it was doing the opposite for me, because it's so much. It, like, I don't know. Scientists can, like, you
Caffeine
can
overload.
threshold for it for me. And so it just immediately so tired. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I disturb you?
How dare.
I wish you were wearing a lighter sweatshirt so that we could actually see the puppy rather than just like a blob.
Hold on. I got you.
Flashlight. Ah, puppy.
The puppy's gonna be so big in like a month though.
I meow. Oh, look at that
He's
thing.
coming in January, not to visit me, to visit the puppy.
The puppy and the children. And I'll say hi to Chris. And I guess
Oh.
Sam will be there too.
Yeah.
After my
Dead
birthday.
eye.
21. Woo!
We'll take you to the meadery. Well, no, we won't. I won't have a car. We're gonna be stuck at the house.
Do you have walks?
Like, turn that light out from my face.
Girl,
Aw.
it is a mile to get off my street, let alone to get out the neighborhood. We're not walking anywhere.
I can piggyback you. We can do it. Come on. I've been working out for this reason.
I have a wagon. You can pull me in.
Oh my god! Can I pull you in a little red wagon? That'll be great.
It's black, but not red. But you can pull me in it. It's
Get
got lights
red,
on
and
it.
then
We
I
can turn the
pull you in a little red wagon.
like it's got some Christmas lights on it.
This is great. We should definitely go.
Eva, you know how fucking expensive that would be? Chris and I like can't order any delivery food because of how far back we live in our like little suburb area. It's like an extra $10-$12 for any delivery we order.
Fox says that he's
My mom
by pulling you in a little red wagon, but I need to take a video of it. Little red wagon. It's red in the spirit. I feel like you were in the middle of saying something when I interrupted.
I don't remember. I was just making sure.
I heard my mom, and that was it.
Oh, I'm like so salty with my mom and my sister because sometimes they'll be like, "Yeah, we just ordered dinner," because it's like $2 or something for delivery, and I'm like, "You bitches!"
How
living
dare.
in the middle.
It costs more gas for me to go and pick it up than it does for your delivery.
Right? Like, it's like $30 to get anywhere, and I'm near everything, so I believe it.
At my college, it's like a $7 delivery fee, but it's like town's right there. But they can hike up the prices because college.
So honestly, it might be easier for us to rent a car for the week.
It sucked during like 2020 when all the rental cars, like you couldn't find one. They were all gone. It was ridiculous because I had to get to Niagara Falls to get my visa renewed.
Oh, shit.
And the Greyhounds had closed down. I was like, I gotta get there. So it was a couple $100 for one day of a rental car.
Wow.
Damn.
Sam.
Or hold on. Let me read RP. Let me read RP first.
No.
The only with as much as he supports you,
I know.
You two-lettered individuals. The CV and RP. The only time I've had an energy drink is Red Bull, but Jaeger bombs until I was deployed in the Middle East. RIP, it is very popular among deployed service members over there. I mean, I could understand, though. That's also a very different circumstance than everyday citizens just chilling at home and stuff. Oh, yeah, rental cars are under $200 a week or maybe $300. Yeah.
Yeah,
as long as
it was over $200 for a day.
Wow. See me look.
Look. Or Sam, we can be nocturnal and go out at night when Chris has gotten home with the car.
I mean, that is a valid option.
Yeah.
Also, if we really want to go anywhere, I'll bribe my mom with lunch or something. Let me
your mom and I can hang out and talk about our gay choice novels.
She would love that. She talks to me and my sisters about them all the time, but we don't read them, so we mostly can just nod along and stuff.
I can have.
You would actually be able to have a conversation with her.
I can't pronounce any character's name except like Wei Wuxian and Lan.
That's fine. You
Because
two will be
I
on about
saw-
the same level. See, because my mom is also dyslexic, but she's like if I'm an average dyslexic, she's like a super dyslexic. Like she writes her things like her 3s and her 5s backwards.
In Grandmaster, there's 2 characters where it's a guy. 2 characters, they're related, so they're in scenes together, and it's Jin, Zixuan, and Jin, Zixun. It's a 1-letter difference.
Ix what?
Zixuan and Zixan. Or UN. I don't know. See?
Yeah,
But they appear in scenes together. And it's like, the one that we don't like has the lesser number of letters.
There you go.
Thanks.
Noted.
It took me a while of like the other dude showing up. I'm like, why is this like character being such a dick?
Have you tried the hot water technique?
On the metal bed.
Eva, I agree. RP does deserve better.
Do anything these days. God.
Your one definitive ally against Matt is now going to become a third.
No.
So Tina, if your pasta jar is squarish, you can jam a knife up and break the seal a little bit, and pop it, and then you can unscrew it just fine. But if it's round, good luck.
Does anyone know
Going to attempt this. Jion and Jin Jian. That's how Jin Jion and Jin Jian is how I would guess. That is how those are said.
Thank you, Rowan, for the. I did read the books before. Well, I read the comic first, some of the comic, but the one I was reading was so terribly translated. I looked up a different translation, then found out it was book, so I read the book. And then because it was unofficial translation, because it hadn't officially been translated yet, and the fan translation got taken down, which I completely respect. As soon as the official translation was announced, but then I couldn't read it, and
My mom was very,
to read.
if it's the right one I'm thinking of, my mom was actually really upset when they took the fan translation down after she got the official one, because she doesn't think the official one was edited as well as the fan translation. And I'm like, I didn't read either, so I don't know. But that's my mom was like, the original one is so much harder to read. So maybe like the formatting or something had fucked her up, but yeah.
It could
Also,
be that.
hello and welcome. Good luck to getting all your physical TBR onto your Goodreads.
The Scum Villain one, I have the first
Shun
3 books.
versus Z Shun. I was close.
Rowan's a Chinese major, I think. I think so. I'm like 98% sure, but it could be more something specific within Chinese. It's definitely having to do with the language of Chinese. I'm a good friend.
Cantonese or
No, it's Chinese. Yeah.
yes.
But I don't know what the exact major is. If it's like the history of the Chinese language.
No,
or
I mean like Chinese is primarily broken down. There's a lot of different Chinese languages.
Chinese major. I got it.
Yeah.
So-
But the language is primarily broken down into Cantonese, and there's one other one.
Mandarin.
Because, thank you, Mandarin. Because like all of my Chinese friends and associates, they speak either Cantonese or Mandarin, and it's, if you guess the wrong one, you could offend them. So I don't guess. I just ask them which one they speak.
Rowan, which one do you study? Or do you study both? I feel like you only study one. And I think it's Mandarin.
I think Mandarin is the most popular,
Yeah.
like most commonly spoken language in China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I always remember the least common one.
At one point, Rowan told me how to say a bunch of the characters' names, but I have a horrible memory, so I don't remember.
I will also say that, like, or Tina, if you don't know the hot water trick, it's you run the jar under hot water and the heat, if it's a metal lid and a glass jar, it'll make it expand and that can break the seal that way. And then you just take a rag so that you can get, wipe off the water. Who messages me?
I was thinking of something, but I've forgotten it. When I started reading Scum Villain, I read the entire like fan translation, and I haven't read the official translation, even if I have the first like 2 books.
I couldn't have done this one first anyway. We don't do 20 minutes for our first sprint.
Fine, I guess I'm wrong.
Could I have changed it to a 20-minute for this first sprint because I do whatever I want? Yes, but that goes back to I do what I want. So.
Oh look,
you see. Now I do, but the hot water didn't work. That's why you dry it off with a rag first. Don't try to open it while it's still wet. There's no friction there. Now slippery.
Anyways.
Go find a muscly person. Tina made the timer and shared it with the chat while I was at the convention. So Fox, bitch at Tina for not telling you about the timer.
I haven't watched the full timer because
I did nothing.
Can I count down?
All right. Yes, count us down.
3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back. How did everybody do that sprint?
I'm still writing down my lists. Yeah. My list got longer.
Sweet. I did I did about 3 pages that time because there was like there wasn't as much dialogue, so it went longer. Also, somebody got real restless and kept moving around. I think she also in part got distracted and confused by the bunny on screen. Because there were a couple times she'd look over, she's like, "The fuck is that?"
So I have a red list and a yellow list. I don't have a green list yet. Oh, so I got a list of all the stuff that I'm not buying next year.
No.
A list of stuff that I can buy if I run out of things. And certain things that I can do if I've slept on the idea first. Like going to a concert. So.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So are you continuing reading the script?
Oh, yeah, I continued reading the script. Sorry, I'm explaining to one of my children came downstairs and we had a tiff and my husband asked me what was up, so I was explaining to him in text. Yeah. Trying to look. There we go. Yes. Mimi said a boo timer. The dwaddling writer said, "Did you try tapping the back with a knife/knife handle around the lid? Sometimes that can pop the seal." Tina said, "Damn, YouTube really bungled my timer in the conversion. I'll have to re-upload." Fair enough. Yes, I smacked it all to hell. I've left it in the sink under hot water. We shall see. I'm just a muscly girl trying to make some orzo and meatballs for lunch at work. Why is the universe gotta do this to me? I don't know. Got it. I had to put a dish glove and wrestle it to the kitchen floor. Fair enough.
Oh no! At least it's open.
Yes. Not quite as many words, but still 269. That's still good. You're still getting there. 380 words. Feeling good, especially since this is my first time having my laptop back in 2 weeks. Nice.
Congratulations.
Yes. I'm trying to make a story Bible thingy. I didn't realize I haven't said anything this whole stream. Well, we appreciate you being here, even silently. Pasta's made. Meatballs are baking. Hopefully next sprint I can actually do comic stuff.
Yay!
They're paravoids. They are. It also, we have mostly black cats and they'll lay around the computer and stuff. So I don't know. Like at first, I think she thought it was one of the cats, but then she looks at it and like, if you play back, you can see when her head tilts. She's like, "What?" So
Nice.
Oh, CV will be back. She had to do a thing.
She had a life.
Did the cat meow?
How
Did
dare.
the cat meow? How dare the cat meow? She also seems displeased because, Riju seems displeased because she seems to want to stretch out in ways that she used to when she was quite a bit smaller, and now she can't. So she's upset by this.
How dare. Growth hormones. Por qué?
Who did that? Who tried to eat your ear? She looks so confused. But my mind has like died between that sprint and now.
Just
I
trying
also
think
have to
of-
keep petting her like this, as if she is a baby.
Ah.
Yes. Yes.
trying to think of what I'm allowed to buy
Mm-hmm.
without having to think about it. So I have groceries except soda, toilet paper, meds, pet insurance, and Roy's grooming appointments.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think what else. I know what else
I
goes on
don't
yellow.
know your life well enough
Pet
to
treats goes on yellow.
There you go.
But pet food goes on green.
Does Roy have to get yearly vaccinations or anything like that? Is that on there?
He's all up to date.
Cool. Well, I know we got to do well, they're supposed to have their rabies shot yearly, but you can get one that like lasts 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, he got rabies this year. The shot this year. I have to look up.
Yeah, like a lot of the places here, they'll like charge you based on how many years you want the shot to cover. So I'm like,
Nice.
no, we got to get you that. Oh, well, no, you won't be old enough for a rabies shot till next year, so. I was gonna say something, and then she snuggled her head against my chin. And now I don't know what I was gonna say.
He does need it next year in May.
Ah. Well, there you go. Put that on your definitive.
Yes.
It's the definitive. The green? Like green for go, yellow for maybe, red for no.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I don't remember the color system. So where are books?
They're on the red.
Oh no. What about Junji?
I can spend. I've already pre-ordered. But I can spend my birthday money and my Christmas money on books.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. I like that little.
But other than that, like out of my salary, I gotta read what I already have. I have.
Oh, you got a massive.
I have
TBR.
a lot of books I haven't read yet on my shelves.
Okay, that's fair then. That's fair because this is just like for next year, not like the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine if you weren't allowed to buy books for the rest of your life? I mean, I guess I'd hit up the library a lot. I mean, well, I already hit up the library a lot, but like, some books I'd have to wait to reread. Oh, speaking of like new books and shit,
like there's 25 books on just 2 shelves I have not read.
I have started reading Agatha Christie. Specifically her, the fuck is his first name? Hercule Poirot.
Yeah.
Poirot series. Because I was like, I've been thinking about ways to, because I have a couple, CPs, and with one of them, they're at a point where it's like, okay, now we can try to discuss very specific things to help them improve their writing, like where to start researching, what to start looking up. And I'm like, I have been watching and reading a lot of writing, like technique and story analysis stuff. And I'm like, but like at the beginning of this year, I was reading author interviews and stuff because when I first started writing as preteen Sam, that's what I did. Like that's how I got really motivated and introduced into the writing world. So I was like doing that because I was basically like, you know what? I had taken a long break and my last out like for the Silver Air was really like starting to fuck with my self-esteem there because it's a very large project and it was just too big for me to try to tackle going right back into writing after not having done so for a while. So I was like, let me just basically start fresh. I'm just going to go back to my roots and, work on my way up. And then I was thinking, like, okay, now what else can I do for me specifically to help strengthen like my voice and retune my skills that have eroded a little bit. And I have like after having discussed this with some critique partners and the last editor I worked with and stuff, is like I have a subtle writing style. Like I put in a lot of cookie crumbs and I leave, things in dialogue or in what might appear as like sentences that could just be written off and stuff. That's where all of my like building and storying goes, right? Which I know, like, it's kind of funny because if you read my voice, it seems like it's just very straightforward and in your face, but that's kind of what makes it so like subtle, is because I'm deceiving you. But yeah, I'm deceiving you. Gotta look past the surface, man, and my surface is loud. And so I was like, you know what? That's probably because I love mysteries. And I grew up watching a lot of mysteries. And I actually, like, I didn't think I read a lot of mysteries because I was like, yeah, I don't really read mysteries. But then I'm like, no, I grew up on fucking Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I've read Nancy Drew. I've read the Old Block. I'm like, no, I did actually read a lot of mysteries as a kid. I just haven't read a lot as an adult. And I'm like, so where's the best place to like start as an adult, right? The mistress of mystery herself, Agatha Christie. So I listened to book 1 on the drive to and back from the convention. And first of all, I will say that like the audiobook was recorded in 1996. And while the main character is like this young man, the audiobook narrator is this old British lady. So there were some times I had to actively remind myself that the character is not actually an old British lady, especially when he'd say something like, he'd notice that one of the like pretty young women, and he'd like get a little jealous she's not giving him attention. And I'm like, old sad. Oh wait, no, young man, a young man. That's it. But oh my god, I love her like writing style. Because I won't say like too much specifics in case anybody wants to start reading it. I know it's been out for like decades, but still. Yeah. But I love the way the mystery unfolds, right? Because like at least in the first book, it's from the perspective of a character who admires the method of mystery solving, but is such an amateur at it, right? And they bungle so many like things that they're like all of their theories, or they come up with like these wild ideas and stuff. But it feels so like authentic to things that readers would try to figure out, or things that you try to extrapolate, all while the actual clues are there. Yeah. And then like even Poirot, who is the he's the like master detective there, right? Even he's like at the very end of the book, he's explaining, he's like, oh yeah, like I suspected this person, but then I was like, oh no, it can't possibly be them for XYZ. And it's like, oh, but then I was like, haha, I found this other thing, and then this other thing happened and things started to make sense. And I'm like, I loved it because the detective had flaws and had to figure things out. And so you as a reader, like, you can't just trust what the characters are figuring out to know if you yourself are right or wrong. You really have to like dig your heels in and like follow your own gut and stick to it and see if you figure it out. And then like you're basically comparing notes with the characters who figure it out. And I'm like, this is amazing. Nice. So, and there's like different parts of the book where, they take a moment to explain everything that they've figured out so far. And some of that's like red herring, but some of it's legit. And there's parts where the main character are like, Poirot, tell me what you figured out and why. And Poirot's like, no, it's too soon. You motherfucker. Like, I want to know if I'm right. But now going into future books, I'm like, I won't even be able to trust those checkpoints as whether I'm right or not. So I'm like, as somebody who loves mysteries and loves solving them, I'm like, I need the other 30 something books. So
Yeah.
I'm like, the only problem is, she's the mistress of mystery, whose books are still incredibly popular. So it's a very long wait list for my library.
Right. I also have Libby, so I don't need to buy the books.
Yeah, there's that. I'm not gonna lie though, if I like the second mystery as much as the first one, because I subscribe to Libro FM, and I get a free credit every month. I might just start putting those credits toward picking up. It's like it's a race. What's gonna get there first, my subscription or my hold?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to read them in order. Like, I know that they can be read in any order, but there's a timeline, and I like to keep up with the timeline. I also on a whim,
the author develops as well.
Yeah, and on a whim, there's this book called Agatha Christie, which is basically just about her and her life, and
the mystery when she disappeared.
Yes, and like the thing is, I love learning about authors and listening to author interviews. Like, that's my jam. That's my primary way of learning about writing, that and reading. So I'm like even before I did the first book, I was like, well, I'll go ahead and pick this up and listen to it because, like, for example, I currently don't like Stephen King's writing. I say currently because I have promised several friends that I will give a couple of his books a try because I just didn't like it because it was too raunchy. But they told me that his writing style changes with different books, which I'm like, same.
I like his fantasy book, Through the Dragon's Eye.
That's you're one of the ones I said I'd give that one a go. So
I like that one, but I couldn't get through it.
Yeah. See, that's
chapter
that's
one
what I've
put me off. It's like,
Yeah, see, that's what I've heard. I'm like, basically any of my friends who like Stephen King, they're like, you tried the absolute worst one. And I'm like, of course I did. So I am gonna give him another try. But currently, up until this point, he is an author who I had been like, well, I don't like his writing, but I share a lot of his mentality about writing. So I'll read and listen to his interviews and stuff and all of that. So I was like, even if I end up not liking Agatha Christie's writing, I at least do want to listen to this book about Agatha Christie herself.
Yeah.
And now I'm excited to listen to this book about Agatha Christie.
So after that book, and you learn about the mystery that she went missing, you need to watch the Doctor Who episode with Agatha Christie.
Okay. All right. I'll look it up.
It explains it.
I can't wait. Green Mile, I don't like his horror at all. Is Green Mile not a horror? I asked because I know I've seen the movie, but I don't remember anything.
I've never seen it or read it.
Eva, is Green Mile not a horror? I'm asking legitimately. 11/22/63 is fun with the time travel, but the ending, like many of his horror, has a bit disappointing. It's not a horror. Okay.
Like the Shawshank Redemption isn't a horror. That's Stephen King, right?
I'm a Google.
Or am I going completely insane?
Shawshank Redemption. No, it's by Frank Darabont.
Never
well,
mind,
the drama film is written and directed by Frank. It is based on a Stephen King novella.
Oh, I'm not completely insane.
Sorry, I saw written by Frank, and then I'm like, yeah, and then my brain caught up and said, and directed, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't mean he wrote it. Let me keep reading.
Wrote the screenplay.
Yes. So, oh yeah, The Green Mile. It's about a man on death row. That was a good movie. I only remember bits and pieces of it. I want to rewatch it, but because I'm only allowed 20 holds at my library, and currently I am up to 16, and I like to leave a couple just in case, because I like reading books that my friends are super enthusiastic and like if my friends are fan girling or fanboying over a book and I can get it in audiobook form, I will put it on my holds and I'll listen to it just so, like, you know, I can talk to them about it and know things. So I like to leave a little thing, and it's just 12 or 13 of those holds might be Agatha Christie right now. It might be. Fucking 17 weeks. Wait, I mean, what?
That's a long time.
I know. Hi.
Hello.
I love you too. Did you roll over too far? Did you turtle yourself in my lap? I know.
I own some Joe Hill. I got partway through Nosferatu by him and put it down and read something else instead. I should go back to it. It's actually like a Christmas horror.
Eva read it as the 6-book serial when it first released. Still have them. Oh, that's really cool. I read that so long ago. I only remember I liked it. 100%. That's like, I was like, I remember I liked the movie, but I don't remember anything about the movie. And there was a UTI as a plot device.
Nice.
Them's the facts to remember. That's a lot of weeks. Yes. That's like, so because I was waiting on book 1, but like book 5 or 3 was all like, oh, hey, we're in. I'm like, no, deliver later. And then I got book 1 and I'm like, okay, I can tell the things to start delivering as soon as possible. But then I checked I think it's book 4. And book 4 is on a 17-week hold. And I looked at book 5 and I'm like, you are no longer allowed to deliver anytime soon. Because like, I do those deliver laters thing like nobody's business. Because it's like, no, I'm not going to the back of the line. There's this one book I have on hold. There are 880 people waiting for that book, and I'm like 3rd in line. And I'm like, no, deliver later. I will get to you when I have time, but I am not going to the back of the line.
Yeah.
I have some Agatha Christie tiles. You want to meet up and borrow a physical copy? No, see, that's the unfortunate thing. That's why I specified I need audiobooks, because I don't have time or the like ability to read physical books or even ebooks. That's the reason I haven't read the Chinese books that my mom and CB read, is because they're ebooks and it's a
I
lot.
will record an audiobook for you.
Bruh, do it.
Complete
I'll listen.
Pronunciations.
No, we can just meet up. I can read it to you over like Discord or something when you're working. No, there's yeah. Oh, don't have to play.
Like I currently have a drawer that I call my mystery romance drawer, because I have all of the romance novels, they're spine down. And so when I finish one, I'll just grab one at random and read that one. Because I wanted to start reading a physical book for an hour a day, and I did it for like 2 weeks. And then I just haven't been able to go back to it. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
This is the first prose book I've read in a while. I've just been reading manga. Graphic novels.
We won't be down that way again until March or April, actually. So not much difference. Eva just, as she's passing through, like
through the window at your door.
As she's passing through Nashville, I like meet her at Nashville. She just hands me a box. She's like, "Here, see, I get the Christies. I'll pick them up on the way home."
Here are the goods.
Exactly.
Here's the goods.
Want to buy a Christie?
Actually, if you are in Nashville in April, I work MTAC, and MTAC's always Easter weekend, so I'll be in Nashville. I have to check a message.
That was from me. No, it's.
There's an unofficial.
Yeah, it's not finished though. I don't think they've finished the book.
That's just.
I'm not sure what the last one is. But it's a good reading. I listened to the first 20 chapters when I was reading the book, and one of my like four times I've attempted to read that book.
I'll get a trench coat for you. Hey, you want to get some Christies? According to this thing, because like on my Libby app, they were like there's a 50-something Perot audiobooks, and I was looking, but I found a reading list, and it's like after 39, it's some other author started writing or like Perot, and I was like, I don't know about this other author yet. we got a while before we get there. Oh,
When
Laura, I
Eva
like how
opens
you
the trench coat, she'll be like, I'll slip you a couple words.
You want to get some novellas? Like that Hercules guy. You want to buy a sun?
Maybe a flash fiction.
I don't know, because I didn't really know anything about Agatha Christie before now. That's one of those things where I was like, as a kid, I was really big into mysteries, and it probably like heavily influenced my writing and the way I tell stories. So I'm like, as an adult, I really need to dive deeper into it. Well, so that's probably gonna, for the next couple of months, y'all are probably gonna hear me raving and sharing Agatha Christie things as I learn more and more about her.
Right, my knowledge of Agatha Christie amounts to that one Doctor Who episode.
That while you were gone, Laura said after I listened to the book about Agatha Christie, I need to watch that Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, Doctor Who episode. It's really weird, but I love Donna. So.
Agatha Christie is cozy mystery. I can see that.
I feel like I should read some Agatha Christie then. My mom and I joke around. She loves watching those like cozy mystery, like British and like Norwegian shows. About me writing one of those and her like being in it, like my parents being in it as extras. But that's just because they want to like fuck around in Norway.
Yeah, Daddy probably has some, but I don't know where he keeps them, so you just gotta wait till tomorrow. Yes, take my phone, buy your Robux. What?
Oh,
what?
that's cute,
The child. You like him.
My dad, Rowan said my mom would read Agatha Christie to me when I was in late elementary school.
Aww.
That's adorable. My dad read The Hobbit to us when we were little. I'm trying to get him into audiobook reading. He has a great reader voice. I'm not just saying that because he's my dad.
Mary Higgins Clark and Carol Higgins Clark, mother-daughter authors. That's who I was thinking of. Ah, I got you.
I was thinking Mary Shelley and Mary Wollstonecraft.
Wait, Mary Shelley had a surviving child?
No, her mother was Mary Wollstonecraft. But
I was like, I thought.
what was I gonna say?
Oh yeah, it's sad.
Who knows?
Sam, do the children know yet that I'm
Hold on.
surprised?
What's wrong, baby? So cute. Can I help you? So you're having trouble watching a movie in your room? Do you want to watch one in here instead? Okay.
My mother would read to us Harry Potter and Artemis Fowl.
I love Artemis Fowl. Oh my god.
Then later she read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I never read that one, but I definitely saw it around at like scholastic fairs and stuff.
My mom didn't read to me past like the age of 8 or 9, but she did read Twilight to my sisters.
Oh my god!
Much to my displeasure. Like she was reading the second one, New Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was reading, and she's like, I was cleaning, or I was doing something in the room, and she got to the part where like Bella punched Jacob and breaks her hand, and then the dad, Charlie, he's like, he doesn't react the way I wanted, and I was like, mother, what are you reading my sisters? I'm like, this is not good book messaging. And she told me to mind my business and get out there. I was like, mother, what lessons are you imparting? And then, but like we've had conversations about Twilight and stuff, and my mom is she's in a weird spot when it comes to if media is like influences people, because I try to tell her, I'm like, Mom, if like if Bella was the actual person, you wouldn't be down with like half the things that she does or that happens to her. And she's like, well, no, but she's a book. And she's like,
She's a book.
basically, like, people are smarter than that. And I'm like, mama,
People
like,
aren't.
people can be influenced by things like that. And I'm like, what if that happened to, like, you know, me or one of my sisters? And she's like, well, then she'd kill Edward. I was like, well, fair enough, I suppose. Mama's gonna become a vampire hunter.
I didn't realize until recently that the reason I don't know much about Twilight, but I found out the reason they live in wherever the fuck they live, Washington somewhere, is because it's rainy all the time, and so the sun's not out because vampires can't do the sun. Which I have been confused why the hell how the hell vampires could go to school, because I know in Twilight they like shimmer in the sunlight, and I was like, how can they go to school? Because it's rainy and like dark there. And I'm like, you know what, I respect that little bit of world build, like not world building, but that little bit of like logic right there, that's really fucking stupid but also kind of smart. I like it. Like everything else that I know about Twilight, I'm like, oh god, but that little bit right there, I like, I respect it.
I saw this thing recently. It was in a video where somebody was like, oh, and my friend who's like a vampire expert and stuff, and they like they have this video where they explain the history of like vampire fiction and how like vampires like didn't used to be like sexual until they were novelized. And I'm like, I don't think your vampire expert friend understands the point of vampire mythology, because vampire mythology was
links down below. Just kidding, it's not linked. It's on Sam's channel.
Go get it, and then you can do the link down below.
Okay.
See? We got this. Or give Tina like 2 seconds.
Go, Tina! Go, Tina!
I'm setting us up our final sprint for the night. So
Roy's crying.
Not just like in general. Okay, I see the Ko-Fi, which is not what I'm trying.
Oh, hey!
Did she beat me?
I know this timer.
Oh no.
Do you?
Maybe.
Eva said, my friend writes Twilight fan fiction. Watermelon Sugar is her first. Blood and Roses, I think, is her Beauty and the Beast retelling. She's Bella/Jake anti-Edward. Go find and read her stuff. It's spicy. I haven't read it or any fan fiction. Nicole loves Twilight. I am very neutral for like the vampire. Let's talk. I am mildly neutral towards Twilight, like as a whole. There's a lot of meta issues. As far as Twilight as a piece of fiction, I think if it was targeted at adults, it would be fine. I feel like there's quite a few poor messages.
I agree. If it was targeted more towards adults, I saw that shit growing up. Like me at 10, people were.
I will irrationally never forgive her for Bella's name not being a reference to Bella Lugosi. Am I aware that this is stupid to be mad at her for? Yes. That's not going to stop me, though. But I'm also like not going to go up to her face and be all like, look here.
I've read this. I think I've talked about or mentioned this on the channel. I've read Harry Potter and Twilight crossover fan fiction. My brain is being put in a blender, but it was like kind of fun because I don't know. That's where my knowledge of Twilight comes from. That like 3 fics that I've read. And I'm like, they were surprisingly fun.
I believe there's Twilight and Supernatural crossover.
Oh, I've read Harry Potter and Twilight and Supernatural crossovers. I haven't read much Supernatural fan fiction, so if anyone has any recommendations, DM me.
Also, from the excerpts of the Twilight series that I have absorbed via various means, I feel like the Twilight series should have been a horror in which Bella at some point actually kills Edward. I think it would have been so much more intriguing if that is the route we went. Because Stephanie Meyer seems to write some really fucking good horror. Especially like some of the romance scenes. They do not feel like they should be in a romance. I'm also like one of my most common things about horror and romance is they're the same thing. Context just matters.
Have you
So-
read
Come
A
on,
Dowry of
come
Blood by
on.
S.T.
I
Gibson?
mean, not every
I have
horror scene, if you like say it different, you're like, oh yeah, that's romance right there. Like I don't know about that.
There's a lot of overlap. There's like a lot of things that, okay, if you just say it one way, it's just like
Yes,
so and so
I-
is watching so and so sleeping, and it's like, okay, some people are going to immediately be repulsed, and other people are going to be like, oh well, that's romantic. I'm going to be like, what's the context?
I
Who
think
are
that
they
there's
to
little
each other?
context that is okay. Okay, very small amount of context where it's like someone else watching someone sleeping, and it's
Yeah, it's like somebody leaves a note in your, desk. It's like, okay, is this note
how'd they
threatening?
get in
Do
my
I
house?
know? Well, I was more thinking a work desk or a school desk. No, if they got into my house and they're not already my lover, it's creepy.
I don't know, my friends, I wouldn't be surprised. I've had actually my friends put notes in my desk.
Mormon fiction with a toxic relationship. That's fair. Who else loves I unapologetically.
It freaked me out in the
love-
first episode. Like
That's fine.
wise.
What we will do, CB, is we will just watch the originals because you don't need to watch Vampire Diaries. Vampire Diaries. All right. Here's my take on the 3 series. Vampire Diaries is an adult show trying to pretend to be YA, and therefore a lot of things that it does are questionable and poor quality. Originals is an adult show that knows it's an adult show, and therefore they just are what they are. And then Legacies is a YA that knows it's a YA. So I feel like Originals and Legacies are a lot better than Vampire Diaries just because they kind of know who their target audience is and they actually play to those strengths. Vampire Diaries, however, is so fucking intriguing, and I will watch the entire thing again for Caroline Forbes every time. I will binge watch that whole series for that woman.
In the sophomore year of high school, 2 of the girls I
Also
sat with, really close friends with at lunch, they were both Vampire Diaries big fans, and I respect that. But they would sit there and for like entire lunch periods argue which one of the 2 main guys were hotter. And then because I didn't know anything about the show, they would tell me things that each guy did, both alternating between like trying to make their guy seem hotter and the other guy like creepier.
They're both creepy. They're both equally creepy.
Like, okay, which one's better? Which one's better? And yeah, that was my.
They are equally creepy, but at least Damon owns it. He is my problematic fave.
That's the one with pretty blue eyes, right?
Maybe. I think so. Eva said I could not watch the Twilight movies for a year or more after they released. The casting clashed so much. I was doing my dishes. Hold on, let me fetch the link. The vampire link, let's talk.
I posted it too. I feel like
I know.
I did a good job.
I said you posted it, girl. I said you posted it, but you keep starting conversations for someone who wants me to do the last sprint. It's not horror, but Eddie Doobie did. Now I'm very tempted to write a short. What if one mystery treat was a horror book? That's fair. I sat up and Riju is very upset with me. Because now she can't sprawl out over me. But my butt was getting
Roy's just like, it's bedtime. Let's go bed.
I'm trying to get there, Roy. We're trying to get there. All right. I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1, go.
Not done yet.
Are you protesting the end of the sprint, Laura?
Yes.
CB's all cozy over there on her couch. She has to get up. Well, how did everybody else do that sprint as Laura can keep doing things?
Physically writing out my budget now.
Okay,
Calculated how much I make.
Write it down. Write it down. We'll cover for you.
Thank you.
So I had to go say goodnight to the husband, feed the puppy because she still eats 3-4 times a day. Our big dog, she just like has one big meal of the day. She's good. So
I feed Storm twice, but that's because she's.
But
no, if she eats too much too quickly, she throws it up, and she has no modicum.
I used to do.
Yes, I'm talking about you.
I used to do 2 medium meals for her, like one in the morning and then one in the afternoon. But I don't know, she didn't seem satisfied with that. And then I started trying just one big one in the afternoon, and she seems perfectly fine with that. Like, she's been good. So
I feel like when I put my hair up like this, I look like a Victorian woman.
A little bit, but it's cute. Well, unless there's. Well, sorry, this is about Vi, not you. Well, unless there's like chocolate cake around, then she's never satisfied. But no, you're not allowed to have that. No matter how
Never
much
satisfied.
I know. She's like right down there now.
Oh, I see a tail.
I need a lamp in this corner.
You do. I read some.
That's the big girl. Yeah.
Girl, she's the best girl.
The big girl. Don't worry, CB. She'll be the same size next month.
Nice. Let's see.
So, sorry, Mimi has showered, put cat food on her list to buy, and wrote down notes she thought of in the shower to add to the chapter. Oh, first, awesome, Mimi. Second, I did get a couple more pages read of Storm's Air. Plus, I was also discussing things, writerly things with us.
Writerly, you say?
Yes. I think I will spend this sprint making dinner. Ooh, how did dinner go? Little distracted and still got 280 the last sprint, which gives me a total of 1,009 for the stream. Nice.
Heck to the yes.
Yes, congrats. Tina replied to a bunch of cues of the day in the Sam's realm and was woefully behind. Do you have access to edit the question of the day Google Doc that I started making? If not, let me know. I'll give you access. Because Discord's like, no, ma'am, you're only allowed 50 pins per channel. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So,
50? Holy smokes.
That's not enough. It's not enough. I fixed my Goodreads alignments. I couldn't access the one linked to my Kindle. Now there's a new one. Thanks for the sprints and chats. I'm about to head off. All right. Good night. We're going to head out too. Thank you, Tina. I love shower thoughts like that. The only problem is I forget about them by the time I sit down to actually write them down somewhere. That's fair. All right.
I look so sleepy because I am sleepy.
That one. And
It's not a look. Why am I so much tanner in that picture?
Me with like half of my photos too.
I think those pictures were taken around this time of year because it was for that Christmas photo shoot I did. Whatever.
Awesome,
Why lipstick in that? Whatever. Okay. Hi. I'm CB Ferrenz, queer fantasy writer. Shh. Computer. Oh, that was probably an important email. Okay. Queer fantasy writer and screenwriting major. My channel's currently on hiatus, but I do appear here about twice a month on Sam's channel. My links are down below. Thanks for watching and have fun writing. Let me check this suspicious email from my professor.
It's suspicious, Professor. I'm Laura Nettles. I mostly write horror. I am around and about. I am streaming on the 14th, on Thursday, on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I will be on JC stream on Wednesday. And Nia's on Tuesday. So.
That's so cute. This thing is so cute. With the hair color and the background color and the icons.
Yeah.
Laura will also be at the guest edition of the Flash Fiction Free for All, which was rescheduled to Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And Sunday afternoon, I will be on Scripting the Book on Nia's channel.
Yes, you can find Laura so many places before she goes on her holiday travels.
Sam, you look so young in that picture. Like, so much younger in that picture.
Are you saying I aged so rapidly since the time I was 28 or 29?
That's like years ago. Multiple years ago.
It's like 5.
Yeah, I was going to say 5, but then I didn't know if it was actually going to be 5, and I didn't want to offend you.
It's taking the same time this one was. And I am writing Mom Samantha Ellen Acid. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I also host live streams like these on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will be hosting and participating in the Flash Fiction Free-for-All on Sunday. Once again, if you go... Yes, I'm participating this time. Fox says I will be participating as Maria, the problem child. So we'll see. Maybe I'll come up with a whole other writing persona.
No, causes is a problem, like Maria. Like from Sound of
If you go to my website, SamanthaLNasset.com, you can read my spooky flash fiction or my murderous villain short story, or you can now check out the Save Her Soul webpage where you can keep up to date with my progress via the progress bars that I do plan to update at either the end or beginning of every month, like within the last couple days or the first week of the month, depending on how my week is going around that time. And thank you all for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.